Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today. We are going to be doing a stretch and recovery class. A lot of times this gets ignored. People are so hardcore into losing weight or to attaining their goals in all these big fancy ways, and we a lot of time forget that our muscles need to be stretched out and they actually need to recover from how hard we beat them down. So that's what we're focusing on today. So I'm already on the ground. The majority of the class is going to be spent on the ground. I have my tea nearby. We want to get our muscles warm when we stretch them. We don't really want to stretch them full out when they're cold. So we're going to start to get a little bit warmer here. So if you want to sit on your bum and you actually want to remove your butt cheeks from underneath you, sounds kind of funny, but you definitely want to lift underneath and give them a little shove so that you're actually sitting on your sit bones. So from here, I want you to put your hands by your side and I want you to just point and flex your toes. Good, and while you're doing that for this whole class, I want you to concentrate on your breathing. So breathing in, trying to fill your diaphragm up with air, and when you exhale, almost feel like there's a corset wrapping around your stomach, bringing it all in. Inhale, and exhale. Try and lift that pelvic floor up when you're doing that exhale, and everything comes in together. Your core is going to feel really activated, really engaged, and that's what you want. Keep breathing, inhale, and exhale, pointing those toes, good. Keep that movement going here. Try and keep a nice flat back. We don't want any slouching. We do that too much in our day, good. Keep point and flex. Point and flex, good. Now you can reposition your hands a little bit to find where it's all right for you, because we're actually going to point one of the feet, flex the other one. The one that pointed, you're actually going to raise that leg up and down. Good. Up and down. Good. Keep going here. We're going to do 3 more. Good. Try not to bend forward when you're doing this. It's quite difficult. Last one here, and switch. So now you're going to point the other foot, flex the one that's not moving, point, lift, and down. 2. Good, no slouching. 3, keep breathing. 4, 5, 6, 7. Good, and shake that out here. Point and flex those toes again. Now I just want you to shake those arms back and forth. Get them a little bit looser. Good. And then we're going to do some shoulder rolls. Roll those shoulders, really make an effort here. Pull them up towards those ears, back and around. Really make this exaggerated. Good, keep breathing. And out. Good, up and back and around. The reason why I usually go backwards with my shoulder rolls is because if you go forward, again, we're emphasizing that bad posture, and I want to keep engaging that good posture by rolling it backwards. Okay, we're going to move to the neck now. I just want you to swing your head side to side really gently. Good, really stretching over so your ears to your shoulder. Good, feeling that side to side. Nice. Good, you can do a couple all the way around if you want. Just gently watch when your head goes back. Just make sure that you're not crushing your spine. Make sure that you're sitting up nice and tight. And good, shake that out. So we're gonna reach up. I want you to push up and over towards your toes, sweep down and through. Good, push up, down towards your toes, sweep down and through. So you should be feeling that this is quite tight when you're reaching forward. Make sure you relax your muscles. Don't tense them up. Good, this is just nice and easy and gentle. We don't want to force anything. Up. Exhale, good. 2 more, up. Exhale. Last one, up. Exhale. And good. shake those out. Good, I want you to bring, you can actually lean back a bit on your wrist here, and we're going to be opening the knees and closing the knees. Open the knees, close the knees. Good, a little bit of a hip opener here, but we're not doing a static stretch just yet. We will get into those, don't worry. But we do hold a lot of emotions in our hips, believe it or not, and we will be stretching out those later, and you might find yourself getting a little bit restless or impatient with the stretch. Make sure you keep breathing through all the stretches. You always want them to be a little bit uncomfortable, but you don't want them to ever hurt. Good. So keep opening those knees wide. Make sure, again, you're not slouching. Always check that posture. Good. Even though we are relaxing, you want to still make sure that you're keeping your positioning correct. Good. Open and close. Good. Take the knees together, and we're going to drop them side to side. That's it. You can actually rotate right over onto your hip. Right. Doesn't matter. You don't have to worry too much about keeping anything in position. Just do what's comfortable for you. Roll it side to side. 4. That's it. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Good. Sitting upright. Shake those wrists out. We are going to get into some wrist things here shortly. I'm going to explain. Had a couple of people asking questions about why the wrist hurts so much when we do planking and all that. So I want you to do some body rolls here. You're pulling in towards your knees, pushing out and around. In towards your knees, pushing out and around. Good. Keep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. 2 more in this direction. Good. Other way. 1. And 2. Good. Keep breathing. And good. So we are going to go into these wrists. I want you to pop up on your knees here. So a couple of things. When you're doing planking, you want to always make sure your wrist is in line with your shoulder, because if it isn't, if it's out here, then you're going to feel pressure. And of course, if it's way back here and your shoulders over your hands, you're going to feel pressure. If you're limited in mobility with your wrist, then you're going to really want to do a good wrist warm-up before you know we're going to be doing any sort of planking or anything like that if you find it is an issue for you. So we're going to do some wrist warm-up exercises right now. So if you just want to rotate your wrists around, they kind of go in opposite directions. It's just the way our brain works. Try and do your fists in the same direction. It's way more difficult. Oh man. Okay, good. Rotate this around and switch directions with your wrists. Rotate them the other direction. Good. That's it. Just making sure that we increase the mobility in our wrist, because sometimes we don't really think about it. We take our hands for granted, and they actually do need to. There's a joint there, obviously, so we just need to keep those joints lubricated. Good. So if you want to interlock your fingers, and we're just making waves here, but when you make waves, you want to make sure that your wrists are actually getting in a bent position here, going down, and then it gets bent coming up. Good. So you're just doing little waves here, and now try and go the other direction. That's it. Good. Even your finger, like you can warm up your fingers as well, because obviously when you're planking, your fingers assist with all the balance, just like your toes do with your feet. So we can warm up your fingers as well. Good. So you're going to stretch it out, push those hands away from you, interlock those fingers, roll those shoulders back. We're not going to get into rounding the back just yet. Good. So back is nice and straight. Push those away, and then start to like pull your fingers, kind of separate them. Watch, because they will all of a sudden flick open, and just be aware that that's going to happen. Good. Let's do that again. Interlock the fingers, push them, and slowly separate them. So you should feel those stretch in those fingers a little bit. Good. And one more time. Push away. Good. Now we're going to round the back and the head forward, and you're going to completely round it. So it should be, if this is hurting your knees, you can come to a seated position. That's fine. Good. And good. Now we're going to interlock those fingers and push them so the top part of your hand is away from you. Nice flat back. Good, push it away. Really feel those shoulder blades push away, and you want to try and keep your wrist as straight as you can. That's it. Bend at the wrist there. Good, and start to pull those fingers away. Good, and again. Fingers away. Good, last time. Round the head and everything forward. Really pull away from you, tuck that head down. Good, and hold it there, breathe. Good, inhale, and exhale, and let those fingers come out. Good, sitting on your bum again, hands are on your knees, and you can interlock the fingers, you can grab underneath the legs, it's whatever's comfortable, you can grab your feet as well. Whatever position is good for you, grab it, and we're gonna actually pull our shoulders up and away, feeling like someone's taking, has like a string, or like a rope wrapped around you, and they're pulling you up towards the ceiling. And you should feel the stretch right across your shoulder blades, across your back. Good, and just sit here and breathe. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Going nice, long, deep breaths. And exhale. Good. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Good. This time we're going to do kind of the same thing, but I do want you to grab a hold of your legs because we're slowly going to push our legs out each time we exhale. It's going to start to move into those hamstrings. So you're going to grab, just put your hands on your legs here. You're going to go inhale, exhale. Good. Slowly bring the legs out. We're not going all the way down. Inhale, exhale. Each breath, we'll bring them out a little bit further and further. Inhale, and exhale. Good. Keeping your weight, leaning forward. Inhale. Exhale, try and go down so that your legs are fairly flat on the ground. There's a little bend in them, that's fine. Don't force it. Inhale. And exhale, we're going to try and reach a little bit forward on the legs. Hold it there. Good, and just breathe. Don't push any further, just hold it there. It's okay if the back is rounded at this point. Inhale. Exhale. Good. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Push a little bit further into the stretch. The toes, just keep them relaxed. You don't have to point or flex them. Just keep them where they're comfortable. Inhale. Exhale. Keep it there. Inhale. And exhale. I'm just going to say something here. If you're finding your quads are flexed, your hamstrings are tense, try and relax. Try and actually flex your muscles up purposely and then relax them down. You'll feel the difference. Good. Try and keep them relaxed. One more time, and we're going to push it as far as we can where it makes it uncomfortable, but it doesn't hurt us. In and out. Good. You can have a slight bend in those knees, but I just want you to hold it here. Good. As uncomfortable as it is, try and make it peaceful. Try and make it so that your muscles are relaxed instead of tensing them up. Be patient with your body. The muscles will release. Just keep breathing. Hold. Good. In and out. Good. Our hamstrings are so tight from our day because we're always sitting down. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Nice job. I want you to slowly roll it up. You might have, if your lower back is really tight, you might have felt that in that stretch as well. We're going to do a modified runner stretch here. So your one knee is bent, your other leg is straight out in front of you. This time we actually are going to flex the toe, and your heel actually pops up a little bit off the ground. Push that knee right into the mat. Good. And I want you to twist towards that leg that's straight, and you're going to lift up from the hips and lean forward. Good, so we're not actually rounding the back this time. I could go nose to knee for that. But if I actually lift up, like those hip bones, raise your butt up from underneath you, lift and over top. Try and keep that flat back as best you can. Good. And reaching for, if you're here, that's fine. Breathe. Inhale and try and keep that knee pressed down towards the ground. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. Each and every exhale, you're going to keep trying to push down towards that leg. Inhale. Exhale. So my back is still staying flat, even though I am going further and further. I'm not sacrificing that. If I get to a point where my back is rounded, no longer. Bring it back up so it's nice and straight. Good. Hold it there. Last time, inhale and exhale. If you need that assistance pulling your leg, you can. Just don't force it. Good. Hold it there. Keep breathing. Make sure you're square to that leg. And good. Slowly bring it up. And switching sides. Going to that other leg now. Same exact thing. Make sure that those butt cheeks are from underneath you. Twisting and staying square to that leg. The toe is flexed. Reaching up and over top. Find that comfortable position. Still pushing that knee down towards the ground there. Inhale and exhale. Good. Feel those muscles relax. Good. This one we are actually flexing that quad. Good. The knee is going into the mat here. And exhale. Flex it, flex it. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Keeping that flat back, don't sacrifice that form. Just stay there and breathe. Good. One last time, inhale. Exhale. Good. I bent my back a little bit so I can't go as far on this one. This one's a little bit tighter. Good. Hold it there and breathe. That's it. You might even feel a little bit of stretch in the glute on this one if you have super tight glutes. We are going to get to those. We're going to get stretching out those glutes here momentarily. And good. Bring it back up. Now, lots of times you will hear people say, stretch each side for 30 seconds, stretch this for however long. Now, each side could actually take a little bit longer than the other. If you find that one side is tighter than the other, you might need a little bit more of a stretch on the one side. That creates imbalances if we're always, well, with weight training it's a bit different, but with stretching, if you are finding some side is a lot tighter than the other, probably more than likely that side's more dominant for you, so it's constantly in contraction, and we want to try and release that out. So I did hold a little bit longer on that second side, and that was for my own personal self. I got selfish there. But yeah, so we're going to stretch out these glutes. So I want you to take a lay back here on the mat. I want you to bring your knees into your chest, and we're just going to circle the knees around, massaging the lower back. Good, just tiny wee little circles. That's it. And other direction. Good. Nice and gentle on your back. And great work. Now, you can rock forward and backward, massaging the spine if you wish. And bring it down. Good. We're going to cross one leg over, and you want to push that knee away from you. Now, this might be enough for you, and if it is, that's fine. Leave it there, breathe through it. But if it's not, you can also have like a strap or a scarf or a sock or something that can also assist you pulling that leg up if you can't get the hands behind the leg. But we're going to lift the foot off of the ground, flex that foot to protect the ankle. And this knee, you want to constantly think about it pushing away from you that direction. You're going to feel the stretch in this glute here of the leg that's bent over in front of you. Your hands are going to go through that little triangle you created here with your leg. It's going to loop around the back side, and you're going to keep those toes flexed. Both feet flexed. Gently pull the leg in towards you and breathe. Good. Our glutes get super, super tight, so we need to definitely stretch these out, especially if you've taken my butts and guts or my buns and guns class. definitely need to stretch these. Good. Keep breathing through it. Inhale and exhale. Good. Try and think of your breath. Try not to focus on anything else that's going on right now. Try and be in the moment, because we're so constantly thinking of what to do next, what happened last, and you never actually get to live in this exact moment. So appreciate what your body is doing for you this morning. Don't worry about, spilling your coffee this morning when you got up, or not being able to put your socks on the right feet if that's a thing. Oh, good. Then bring that leg down. Now keep it there. I want you to take the hand that's opposite to the knee that's opened, and you're going to place it on top of that foot. So it's right in like the ankle area here. It should be opposite to the leg that's crossed over. Because what's going to happen is we're going to tilt so your foot that's on the leg comes flat on the ground. Boom. Right there. This leg still stays bent underneath you, and you're going to feel a stretch along the side, and you're stretching out that piriformis here. That is that little tiny thing right inside your glute right here that gets so tight, and always it's very difficult to stretch it out, except for this one here. I really love this stretch. Try and keep your shoulders flat on the ground here. Let that body come across. And if you can't feel it, just kind of adjust, like pull your leg up further or push it down further. You kind of just got to play around with it for yourself to find where that special spot is. But once you find it, you will know. Now, you're going to get super squirmy here because it's so tight and so uncomfortable. And if you still don't feel it, take that hip and try and push it down towards the ground this way. Really open up that hip. You're going to feel it go right down there. Good. Breathe through this. Really important. In and out. Relax it down. Good. In and out. Nice and controlled. That's it. In and out. Good. On those exhales, try and push out and release all of that tension. Good. Keep holding it here. That's it. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And good. Slowly roll it back up. Straighten that leg out. Very gentle and slow, and bring it down. Especially if you've never stretched that before, your body's going to feel very odd, and that's okay. We're going to move to the other side now. Bring that foot up. Flex that foot. Cross it across. Hands through that hole. Again, if you can't bring it up like this, that's fine. Just do what's comfortable for you. Good. Flex that foot. Protect that ankle. My foot always slides off. It doesn't like to stay there, so I always have to adjust it. But you can pull it in further. You just have to gauge it on how tight your glutes are. That's it. Every exhale, try and bring it a little bit, this leg that you're holding on to, a little bit closer and closer to the body, furthering that stretch. Good. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Remember what I said about flexing that glute. Try and squeeze your glute or flex your leg and then relax it off. Actually physically flex it, purposely flex it, and then relax it. You know what it feels like to relax the stretch now, and try and keep it relaxed that whole time. Good. Keep flexing those feet, protecting those ankles. Good. And just breathe through this. Good. Keep holding here. 5, 4. If your ankles are tight, you can rotate them around. 2 and 1. Bring that leg down. Again, opposite hand to that heel that's crossed over. And all you're doing, keeping your feet in these positions, you can bring that foot up towards your bum on the ground there, and you're just tilting over. Boom, so that foot is flat on the ground. Open up to the opposite direction so that your chest is kind of towards the ceiling here if you can, and taking that hip and pushing it down to the ground even though it is lifted off. Good. And if, like I said, if you're finding that you can't feel the stretch, just shift your foot up and down here, try and find where it is, at the same time pushing that hip down, and you'll get the stretch in there. Hand is out, inhale, whoo, and exhale. Nice and tight there, wow. Inhale, exhale. Good. At the beginning when I said fill your diaphragm up with air, it's a very difficult thing for people to do. We become lazy after we are not an infant anymore, and our body starts to develop these really weird ways of breathing. Some people are chest breathers, some people are belly breathers, some people are internal breathers, but the most important thing is to be a diaphragmatic breather, which means you're using your diaphragm to be filled up with air, and then when you exhale, you're able to do a pelvic tilt, which helps with abdominal recovery. So anyone that has diastasis recti, separated abs, those kinds of things, that is the type of breathing and training that they do to try and recover their abdominals. Even if you haven't had a child or you're a man, you can still have it, and that breathing is very, very important, as our diaphragm is actually made to breathe, and that's the purpose of it. Breathe. Good, and slowly bring it up. Slowly bring it up, right, till that back is flat on the ground. Good, roll those shoulders back. Bring those legs in the air, and just kind of pedal the feet. Good, that's it, pedal the feet. Nice, and bring them down. Open up those knees. Try and not arch your back. Try and actually pull your butt underneath you and keep that lower back flat on the mat. And you're gonna open those knees up. And just sit here. Feet, the soles of your feet are together. And so let them do that. Try and keep them pasted together there. Drop those knees out. Tilt your pelvis that you're pushing that lower back into the mat, and then letting the knees drop open wide. Good, and just lay here. You can put palms up, palms down, hands on the stomach, hands on the chest, it doesn't matter. Inhale and exhale. This is a really important time. I was talking about that diaphragmatic breathing. You put your hips on your hands on your ribs, and inhale, feel your rib cage expand out, and then exhale, it shrinks in. Good. Inhale, last breath. And exhale. Good. We're going to roll it onto the side. Stretch out those quads. So you want to grab about your heel, your ankle area, and you're going to make sure that your leg is straight in line, and your knee and your hip is all in line there, and you can push that hip forward to feel that stretch in that quad. If this leg needs to be bent on the bottom, that's fine. Try not to go elbow, shoulder to ear. Try and relax that down and pull back behind you with that heel to bum. Good, and just breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly release that off. Switch to the other side. We're getting to the end of our class here. We're going to do one more this side of the quad, and then one more stretch for the calves, and then we're going to be all done. Good, so same thing on this side. Hand around the ankle area, pushing your hip forward, pulling that heel towards your bum. Good, feeling that right down the middle of the quad, and breathe. Good, I have my head supported here. You can have your head down on the ground, it doesn't matter. It's whatever is comfortable. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. So we're going to come up onto our hands and our knees. I'm just going to move my mat here for a second because we're going to stretch out these calves. So you're going to come into your downward dog position. So pushing your hands away from your shoulders. Good. Keeping those shoulders away from the ears. And you are in an inverted V position. For the most part, your heels are pressing down towards the ground. That's it. You're pushing those hands away, pulling those hips back. And breathe. Good. That's it. Really push those heels down towards the ground. Good. We're going to lift one foot off, bring it behind the other foot, rest on the ankle heel area, and you're going to now put all the pressure on the one foot to stretch out that calf. Good. Keep breathing. You can bring it down onto your elbows if that's too much for your wrists because you haven't worn them completely up yet. And good. Switching sides, transfer the weight over onto the other side and feel that heel press down towards the ground. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Slowly bring your knees down. Oh man, give yourself a hug here. Great work. Thank you for joining me today for Stretch and Recovery. Hopefully you're feeling a little more relaxed and loosened with your muscles. And next time I see you, I'm sure we'll probably be full of energy and ready to get that heart rate skyrocketing. So thank you very much, and we will see you next time in the Power Up Studios.